Hello, hello. Peace and grace, everybody. Peace and grace. Let's wait for a few more people to hop on. How are people's Sunday? Mm, all right. And as you're coming on, if you aren't, please subscribe and also like the stream, share the stream. This is an important stream. And the thing is linked for any Muslim that wants to come up and defend their religion. Defend, show whether or not uh Islam, if you really believe Islam does not oppress women, you should have no problem hopping on, making your point. Until then, until a Muslim hops on, I'm going to spend the time exposing the fruits of Islam and what happens in Islam, what Islam causes people to do, what Islam causes people their actions towards women and girls. So until then, woohoo indeed. Hello, welcome. Welcome. Assalami and bake. Oh, assalamu alaikum to you too, sir. Welcome, welcome. I don't know this language. I don't know what it says, but welcome. Ahlan ya Abu State. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So, like I said, Muslims, they have the link. Click it on. Click it. If you think that Islam does not oppress women, you shouldn't have a problem with it. Especially, I would imagine. Oh, shalom. Okay, now I know what it means. Shalom. Uh, if you have, many of you will have daughters, mothers, sisters. Maybe you are a daughter, mother, or sister, and you're a Muslim. Come on, make your case. Show me how I am wrong. Prove me wrong. I think Islam is a cancer to women. I think Islam is an ideology that is dangerous, that oppresses both women and children. It's an evil man made ideology. And any evil man made ideology, the victims tend to be women and children. And Islam fits that criteria. And I will wait a little bit more until a few more people come on. And then we'll start looking at the fruits of Islam. While a Muslim has the audacity and the strength of the 30 men of Al Zut to hop on. Anyway, while I wait, I would like to know first of all, how is the sound quality good? Everything good? Picture good? I got my Christmas background over here, Advent. So, it's so fancy. It's gonna be a bumpy ride indeed. Actually, women in Arabia, while okay, there are times where it was known that they would go ahead and they would, like, bury little girls alive during that time, but that wasn't women during Arabia were actually treated better than the Muslim of Arabia during that time. Like, Aisha noticed it. Aisha herself said that she has never seen a woman suffer as much as the believing women. That should like give red flags. Like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Where even the pagans live better. All right. And I'm gonna say this from the get-go. This is not an easy stream. This is a difficult stream that I'm going to be doing right now. But it needs to be done. It needs to be talked about. And while I do want Muslims to come on, I really want more Westerners to hop on as well. So not hop on here, like on the thing, just on the stream so they could listen. Only Muslims can call in. Because this is a reality in the West. So when you think about certain ways girls and women are treated, you automatically things that people tend to automatically go to like, oh, this is like a Middle Eastern problem, a Muslim country problem, an Afghanistan problem. But it's not. It's a Muslim problem. So I will be going through that some. And I'm going to say this because one second, let me go share this because this has been birthed out by what this dude over here said. Let me share my screen. Come on, man. Let's see. Let's hear what he says.
A good Muslim husband. Hi, baby. How are you?
Just dealing with a teething toddler.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is she crying? Baby, I have one question just real quick because the audience is listening. Have I ever put my hands on you?
Oh, no.
Have I ever beat you?
No.
Okay, I love you so much. Let me finish this debate and I'll call you back. So, right there, you can't make this up. I've never put my hands on my wife. I've read the entire Quran. I'm in the process of memorizing it. I'm in the process of memorizing hundreds and hundreds of hadiths. And not a single one has told me to put my hands on my wife. And if it did, I definitely would have because I follow Islam. And I do everything Islam tells me. The reason I'm sitting here.
So he said that the reason. So he thought it was a good idea. Wait, what did I do? He thought it was a good idea in the middle of and professional to go ahead in the middle of a debate, and in the middle of his opening statement, and call his wife, and that is supposed to be proof that Islam is good and it doesn't oppress women. He said that he's in the process of memorizing hadith. Memorizing a hadith. And none of them says that for you to beat your woman, you don't even need a hadith. All you need is Surah 434, where it says you could beat your wife. So what I did, and after what I did was I went on X and I challenged him to a debate. So I'm going to say it over here as well. I really want to debate Junior on modern day debate. We can get them to do it on whether or not Islam oppresses women. I'm really curious how he would do on a debate like that. And he can't just call his wife. I'm glad that he doesn't lay his hand on his wife. That's an awesome thing, but that's despite Islam. That's not what Islam teaches. Okay, so it's either he's a better man than his prophet, or his wife just happens to be super duper obedient. I mean, Because the reality is, there is something inside the ideology of Islam, something inside of it that causes women in these Muslim countries to be oppressed. What is it in Islam that causes the Taliban, when they take over Afghanistan, to end up having the little girls after they get a certain age not allowed to go to school and get educated? What is it in Islam, in that same country, that where they get to now make laws that a woman cannot be loud and talk inside her own house at a certain volume in her own home, where they made that illegal? What is it about Islam where women and girls are forced to marry against their wills? What is it? What is it about Islam that caused this to happen? What is it about Islam that caused this to happen? How many here are familiar? How many of you guys familiar with Rayyan an-Najjar and what her father and her brothers and her mother did to her? Because if not, we are going to go ahead and start reading. And she's not the only one. She's not the only one. Let's go ahead and read this, because I want to know, what is it about Islam that did this to her? What drove the father and her brothers to this? This is the Netherlands news in English. And this was reported on the 29th, yesterday. Prosecutors seek 25 years for father, 20 years for sons, and teen daughter's honor killing. I wish they also seek something for the mother. The Public Prosecution Service demanded prison sentence Friday of up to 25 years for 3 suspects in the murder of 18-year-old Rayyan an-Najjar. What is Rayyan an-Najjar? Who is she? Okay. She is a young girl, Syrian girl, all right, who lived in the Netherlands. And her living in the Netherlands, she was living a regular Western normal lifestyle. But she did something that's an absolute no-no in Islam. She had a boyfriend. If you could only understand what that means in a Muslim household within Islamic culture, talking to a boy is bad. Talking and having a friend that happens to be a boy is bad. Now imagine a boyfriend. Up to 25 years for 3 suspects in the murder of 18-year-old Rayyan an-Najjar, including her father Khalid, 53, and her brothers Mohammed and Muhannad, 23 and 25. Khalid, who remains a fugitive in Syria, will be tried in absentia. Abstentia. I don't know how to say that word, but I don't care. So what happened was, her father After he murdered her, he ran away to Syria. His wife and his sons are still in the Netherlands. He's in Syria. He also went and got remarried over there in Syria. So they will probably try to go and get him so they could try him in the Netherlands. But here's the thing. According to Syrian law, especially the government they have now, he didn't do nothing wrong. So, prosecutors said Khaled orchestrated the killing, directing, and instructing his sons. He fled to Syria immediately after the murder and left his sons to take the blame. Cowardly, the prosecutor said. Khaled has completely destroyed his family. The sons each face 20 years of demands. I mean, like, his sons should know better because look, her sons were all adults. These were the brothers of this woman right here. She was 18-year-old. Her brothers couldn't even defend her. She had nobody. The men that should be defending her were the men that murdered her. Because this is what Islam teaches. She brought shame onto the family. She had nobody to protect her. But you bring this stuff in the Netherlands and these European countries. No, Islam, we love Islam. They're good, they're a minority. Welcome and we're tolerant. And this is what they're inviting into their country. We show them kindness and we invite them and be hospitable to them. And then we're going to go and melt their hearts and they're going to love us and be like us and all this stuff. And we be like them. See, this girl, she tried to be a regular Dutch girl. Islam does not allow it. They were adults. We ruined his family. Muhammad, her brother, and Muhammad, they were 23 and 25 freaking years old. They were grown-ass men. They knew right from wrong, but they didn't care because Islam is ingrained into them, and she didn't do nothing to them based on them except for bring shame upon her family because she decided on being a Westerner. She decided on living a normal life. She decided on not living a life where it's like, oh, I live right now in the Taliban or I lived in right now Al-Qaeda, Syria. I'm free. She didn't do nothing wrong. She didn't do anything shameful. She wasn't out there getting drunk or doing drugs or sleeping around. She had like any normal 18-year-old. She happened to have a boyfriend. What was the problem? The boyfriend wasn't her cousin. Because for all I know, a lot of these people already have husbands arranged for their daughters. Prosecutors said Khaled orchestrated blah, blah. He fled to Syria immediately. The sons each face whatever. You need more than 20 years of prison for what you did. Rayan disappeared. Now listen, Rayan disappeared from her family home in Jor on May 22nd, 2024. A week later, May 28th, her body was discovered in I'm not going to say it, in Oversterspleen. Discovered in Oversterspleen, an area near Lelstead. Investigators said her wrist and legs were bound with tape, her head wrapped, and that she had died by drowning. She suffered. She died. She died watching her own father and her own brothers the men that should be her protectors, the men who should be protecting her and guarding them, murder her. This is Islam. I continue. This part. Khalid's DNA, her father, was reportedly found under her fingernails. She was fighting for her life, while her father was murdering her. The prosecution said Rayyan had violated her family's expectation by adopting a Western lifestyle, associating with males, refusing to wear a headscarf, and using social media. She violated her family's expectations by adopting a Western lifestyle. What is that Western lifestyle? She was associating with males and refusing to wear a headscarf, and she had social media. That. What is wrong with any of this? And common civilized society. In the real world. What's wrong with any of this? Honor killings are completely unacceptable, the prosecutor said. Oh, really? This is a form of femicide. The night before the murder, Mohammed and Muhannad allegedly picked up Rayyan from home in Rotterdam. These are her brothers. Her brothers right now. Her brothers thinking this is okay. Her brothers willingly went the night before, picked her up from her home, and they drove her to Carngick near Leisted, where they met their father. Her brothers delivered their own sister to death where they met their father. Shortly after midnight, Rayyan was killed. What must she have feared, the prosecutor said, in the middle of the night, in complete darkness, in a completely isolated place. She wasn't kidnapped by strangers. She was kidnapped by her family. She was kidnapped by her brother and her brothers and her father and murdered. It's not like she was kidnapped by a bunch of deranged strangers. These were her blood. Forensic investigations confirmed all three suspects were present at the crime scene. It is unclear who performed specific acts. Khalid was the driving force, but without his sons, Rayyan would not have been there at all, prosecutors said. While the brothers blame their father for the murder, their sisters support them and also hold the father responsible. The father, in another article, said it was all him so they could leave the sons aside so they don't get any of the blame. The daughters are either as deranged as their mother, or they're afraid that the same thing may happen to them. But it's very easy. Now you're blaming the father. That means nobody gets to go to prison then, right? He's in Syria. He's remarried. Prosecutors, however, pointed to intercepted chat messages between the suggesting the brothers may have been actively involved. Khaled reportedly sent emails to Dutch media confessing to his daughter's murder, while claiming his sons were not involved. Khaled is currently living in northern Syria and has remarried since Rayyan's death. Dutch authorities have said criminal cooperation with Syria is currently limited, making extradition, I don't know, difficult. Syrian Justice Minister Mazhar al-Weiss has stated that the Syrian justice system is operational and that legal assistance is possible, but no request has yet been received from the Netherlands. Yeah, right. The brothers were arrested soon after Rayyan's body was found and have been in custody since. Defense lawyers are scheduled to present arguments Monday. Blah, 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 blah. There's more. They found her in a swamp. Her body was found by a passerby in a swamp. And it was revealed that this one woman was gagged up and tied and thrown into the waters to drown. This was an earlier one from Thursday. Yeah. They did so knowing that their sister would not survive. Why? Something in Islam did this. Islam teaches something about women that would drive them to do this. Second. Muslims, if you're here, do you approve of this? And then show me in your teachings and how Islam does not oppress women. What is it? There's more. There's more. You know what? That's what I'm going to share. Because she's not the only honor killing. She's not. This is not something that's just an isolated event. Let's read this. This was from the beginning of this year, February 20th, 2025. Dutch court convicts 4 family members for fatally stabbing a woman in front of her daughter in alleged honor killing. A Dutch court on Thursday sentenced 4 men to 25 years for the honor killing of a woman stabbed to death in broad daylight in front of her 3-year-old daughter. The 28-year-old Roshan was stabbed 28 times by her elder brother as she walked with her daughter in the eastern Dutch city of Apeldoorn in September 2003. 23. A more gruesome end to a human life is hard to imagine. Her daughter saw her mother killed in a very violent way, according to the court verdict. Alongside the 25-year sentence for the elder brother, identified as 36-year-old Pishang A, the court also sentenced another brother and 2 cousins for their part in the murder. The audio and chat messages that the men sent to each other show that they decided together that the victim had to die because she violated the family's honor. After the victim had divorced, the family wanted her to move in with her parents in the Yug, but she chose to stay in Apeldoorn with her daughter and started a new relationship. You want to know, even within Islam, once you're divorced, after your iddah is done, it's not haram for you to get into another relationship and get married. So what's going on? The four men then made preparations together to carry out that plan, deliberately keeping the rest of the family out of the execution's plan, according to the verdict. I wonder where they were from. Pishang A reportedly what is going on? Pishang A reportedly tried to escape the court after the verdict, but was restrained by police. The court also ordered 4 men to pay $73,000 to the daughter. Honor killings are especially common in Pakistan. Much of Pakistani society operates under a strict code of honor. What is honor? How is it honorable to kill your own women or to attempt to kill your own women? How in the freaking world is this something that's honorable? Muslims, wake up. Honor killings are especially common in Pakistan. Much of the Pakistani society operates under strict code of honor, with women beholden to their male relatives over choices around education, employment, and who they can marry. I mean, this is not just Pakistan. They just happen to be Pakistani. Last April, a Pakistani man who allegedly filmed his brother strangling their sister to death had been arrested as part of the latest honor killing that outraged the country. In 2023, Pakistani authorities arrested 4 people who allegedly killed an 18-year-old woman in the purported name of honor, after a picture of her sitting with a boyfriend went viral on social media. Police said the photo had been doctored and posted on fake social media accounts. There were 384 honor killings reported in 2022 alone, according to the Human Rights Commission of Pakistan. This is just Pakistan. Islam is a product of the devil. Islam is a religion. It's an ideology. It's not just a religion. We really need to stop just putting Islam in the umbrella of just regular religion. This thing is an ideology that infects every single ounce of being of a person and a society, all in the negative. There's you guys are familiar? How many of you are familiar? One second, let me go pull it up. Because this story actually honestly really pisses me off because justice was not met here. It was not met here at all. And that poor girl. This is about the Washington parents who attempted to murder and have an honor killing of their daughter in front of everybody because she had a boyfriend, but her boyfriend was, he was cared about her and actually recorded this and helped her in this, so she wasn't completely abandoned. And they weren't even charged for attempted murder, and it was so obvious in the video. I don't know if I could play it, that they literally he was choking her. It says jury. Oh my gosh. When was this reported? Let me go to the time. This is by Fox 13. It's reported July 31st of this year. And you guys know, I think, there's the video. I don't know if I can play it. It says, a verdict has been reached in the trial of a Lacey father and mother accused in an attempted honor killing of their own teenage daughter. This is in the United States. A jury found 44-year-old Ihsan Ali not guilty of second-degree attempted murder and first-degree assault. However, Ali was found guilty of second-degree and fourth-degree assault and unlawful imprisonment. The backstory: Ali captured on video appearing to choke his 17-year-old daughter on the ground outside Timberline High School in October 2024. The assault happened after the teen ran away from home, claiming her parents planned to forcefully send her to Iraq to marry an older man. Multiple witnesses of the attack described seeing the daughter's eyes roll back as her father placed her in a chokehold. A father placing his own daughter, choking her, putting her in a chokehold. The victim's 16-year-old boyfriend attempted to intervene and was allegedly punched by the father. The 16-year-old boy is more of a man. Well, he's not 16 anymore. He's 17. He's more of a man than the father was. He was doing what the father should have been doing, protecting his daughter. But no. Because Islam does not raise men. Islam does not raise men. Islam raises cowards. Islam is afraid of having women live in freedom. Because then they'll be whores. That's what they think. If you allow, in Islam, this is their mentality. If you allow a woman or a girl to have any type of freedom whatsoever, automatically, must be she's a whore. May sound crass, but it's the truth. With another bystander eventually able to get the daughter to break away, according to courtroom documents. The victim's mother, Mommy, she carried her in her womb for 9 freaking months. But she was cool with all her daughter being murdered by the hands of her father. Why? Because she had a boyfriend. The victim's mother, 40-year-old Zahra Ali, was found guilty of violating a protective order, but not guilty of second-degree attempted murder, second-degree assault, and second-degree burglary. The mother was accused of attacking her daughter in a similar manner and was also present during the attack. Court documents state the daughter previously reported abuse by both her father and mother prior to the incident. And what happened? Nothing. No, he really did hate women. And the hatred for women that Muhammad had, it's seeping, it's seeped into the mentality and the ideology of the people following that pedophile. And she has not reached any type of justice. It was obvious that he tried to go ahead and perform an honor killing on her. This is literally what it is. But no, we have to stay tolerant. No, not this. Why the heck would he do that? And then the other one, Rayan, she wouldn't wear the headscarf. Oh, and that's one of the reasons why they murdered her. And this honor killing, which is no honor, it's the most shameful thing any man can do, is to kill a woman that they're supposed to be protecting, a girl that they should be protecting because their sensibilities and what other people are going to say about them. It's a disgrace. Islam raises up men. They're not men. They're not even little boys. But one of the reasons why they killed her was because she wasn't wearing her hijab. I thought the hijab was a choice. Isn't that what they say here in the West? Isn't that how they want to go get women convert to Islam? Isn't that how they soften things here in the West when it comes to women in Islam? Oh, you don't have to wear the hijab. Meanwhile, in reality, if a girl wears the hijab, you have a little hair showing here. You have that much of your neck showing. Oh, what are you doing? That shirt is too tight for you to be wearing with your hijab. What's the matter with you? I'm just trying to give you some advice, sister. Belittling them constantly. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. One of the reasons why she had a boyfriend, she talked to boys, and she had social media like anybody else in the year 2025. But what happens then, when you have social media, it has you become exposed to the outside world. But is hijab an actual choice, though? Is it a choice? Because this is the reason, like, 1 second. Because it says here, O prophet, tell your wives and your daughters and women of the believers to bring down over themselves of their outer garments that is more suitable, that they will be known and not be abused. Yusuf Ali says they should not be known, such as, and not be molested. This one says not be annoyed. That's a retarded thing. So if you don't have, so an Islamic thought, if a woman is not covered up, that means that she could be molested and she could be harassed and she could be annoyed and she could be abused. This is what the Quran says. So now there's a separation. So now if a Muslim girl is not wearing, oh my gosh, she's not looking like a Muslim woman, she's going to get abused. And now she's a Muslim woman. She's not wearing the hijab. She has a boyfriend. Our honor, what would the Muslim community say? I have to kill my own daughter now because this is what's expected of me. So I could save face. How would I be able to look up with any kind of pride knowing my daughter's hair is showing? Oh, the tragedy. Let's see what Ibn Kathir has to say here. The command of hijab. Here Allah tells his messenger to command the believing women, especially his wives and daughters, because of their position of honor. Wait a minute. This is the command the believing women. Allah tells his messenger to command the believing women. So all believing women are commanded to wear the hijab, especially his wives and daughters, because of their position of honor. You listen, you have to let people know that you have a position of honor, or else you're gonna get molested and raped. Like, come on, cover your head. To draw their jilbabs over their bodies so that they will be distinct in their appearance from the women of the Jahiliyyah and from the slave women. The jilbab is a rida worn over the khimar. This was the view. The khimar is like what you wear that would completely like cover all the things. This was the view of Ibn Masud, blah, 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 and others. It is like the izar used today. Al-Jawhari said the jilbab is the outer wrapper. Ali bin blah, 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 blah. So basically, you have to just put on a gosh darn potato sack. Because all you are is a sexual being. You're not a human being. Nobody's looking at you, women, as if you're a human being at all. People are only looking at you like you're a piece of meat that they can get into bed with. That's it. That's all you are according to Islam. So you have to cover up. So we Muslim men know which women we can go abuse, because we can't abuse the Muslim women. And if you don't cover up and you get abused, now your family their head is now in the sand. Now they have to do an honor killing and get rid of you. Because you brought shame on the family. We couldn't tell whether or not you were a Muslim. Therefore, that's why that happened to you. That's what that is. So that Allah command the believing women, again, I keep saying it's a command from Allah. It's not a choice. When they went out of their houses for some need, to cover their faces from above their heads with the jilbab, leaving one eye showing. We cannot know you exist, like we can't see you or hear you. You're only good for popping out babies. That's literally all what women are good, or even little girls, according to Islam. I mean, Muhammad did climb on top of a 9-year-old and rape her when he was 56 years old. That's all you're good for. Just show one eye. We can't let the world know women exist. Oh my gosh. Muhammad bin whatever said, I asked blah 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 to draw their jilbab over their bodies. He covered his face and head with his left eye showing. That will be better if they should be known and not be annoyed. Means if they do that, it will be known that they are free and they are not servants or whores. Not my words. That they are free and they are not servants or whores. So women who do not wear the hijab, like right now, when you think about now in the West, people who are not wearing the jilbab and not wearing the hijab, they're not servants. What does that automatically make them then in the West? Come on, at the chat. Since women in the West are not servants in the sense like what they had there, like slaves, if they're not wearing a hijab, what does that make a Western woman without the hijab? Automatically. It makes them a whore. I am reading the context. If you started from the beginning, I literally started from the top. I'm reading through it. And I read the Quran verse. Again, go ahead and prove yourself. Trust if your religion does not teach that Islam oppresses women and you want to defend yourself, I literally have the link. Come on, homie. And no, she did not wear the hijab. Like, this is such a freaking stupid lie. I'm sick of this stupid, retarded lie that these people say and they claim and they spew. He's like, Mary was covered like Muslim women. Why you don't follow God's law? No, she wasn't. Here's the thing. Wake up call, okay? Mary did not cover up like a Muslim woman. Mary covered up like a married Jewish woman. Her head covering was a symbol that she was married. Back in the day, they didn't have wedding rings like we have today. So the women, the Jewish women who were not married, guess what they had showing? Their hair. It showed that they were single, that they weren't married, that they weren't under authority of any man. Mary was married to Joseph. So her head was covered as a symbol of her not being available and that she was a married woman. Not that she was some kind of Muslim woman that had to get worried whether or not her skin was getting greener than her clothes. So stop with that stupid nonsense. Fact check yourself before you comment things that make no sense. And you end up making a fool out of yourself. My gosh. Oh, and nuns cover their head. Nuns, if they choose not to be nuns anymore, they could take it off and it is what it is. It's their choice. And if they choose not to wear it, guess what? They're not considered whores. Like what Islam teaches. That those who don't wear it are whores. Anybody who says that the hijab is a choice is a liar from the pits of hell. Or they just don't know their religion. And I'm here to help them. Let's continue on reading because homie wants me to go and be, read in context. And I've literally been reading in context. If you don't know, just go from the beginning of this dang stream. White Trash Panda says, my understanding was Jewish women were only required to cover their heads when praying. Married women covered their heads, and it was a symbol that they were taken and they were not available. But they would also, I guess, those who were not married would cover their heads. But I know for Mary's sake, why she covered her head was because she was a married woman. Okay, let me go continue on over here. Commentary. All right, so what? It means so it will be better they should not known or not be annoyed, this is quote in the Quran, means that if they do that, it will be known they are free and they are not servants or whores. So Western women, according to Islam, any woman that's not a Muslim woman who that without their heads covered, they're whores in the eyes of Islam. Now let's just think about the grooming gangs right now in Europe. Yeah. Hello. And Allah is oft forgiving and most merciful. Oh my gosh, this is so nice. This is manipulative, man. Means with regard to what happened previously during the days of Jahiliyyah, when they did not have any knowledge of this, a stern warning to the evil hypocrites. Then Allah issues a warning to the hypocrites, those who make an outward display of faith while concealing their disbelief. Now it's talking about adulterers, those whose hearts are diseased. Ikramah said that those are referred to adulterers in his instance, and those who spread false news. And those that were the enemy have come war and started, which is a lie and fabrication, unless they give up these actions and return to the truth. So now this is stuff now, Jahiliyyah, and those can be forgiven. This is not talking about the hijab anymore. Oh, hold up. Hold up. And those who spread false news, because now this is the next ayah of the Quran. So it's 59 through 62. So this is the tafsir for 59 through 62. So hold up. We will give you power over them. We will incite you against them, and we will inform you about them, and they will not be able to stay in it. Means in Medina. This describes their state while in Medina for this short time before they are expelled and sent far away. Means they will be attacked because they are so weak and so few, and killed with a terrible slaughter. What a weak religion. Like, what a weak religion. Yeah, they're going to be attacked and seized and killed because they're mad weak and they don't even have a lot of them. This sounds like literally the opposite of Christianity, where the God of the Bible, it's like, no, make your team very few and have the opposing guys that are going to be attacking you look like they're a lot, so that when you fight, it'll look like that I'm the one that won. And you can't go take all the glory for yourself. Meanwhile, Allah's like, yo, you got them. Like, they're so little. Just go kill them. What a weenie religion. What a weenie religion. So not only that they can't stand to have an independent, strong, free woman because they're afraid that she's gonna end up being a whore. Even their God is mad weak because well, Allah doesn't exist. How is he gonna help people win a battle if he doesn't even exist? Again, Muslims, I say Islam oppresses women. Muslims, change my mind. All right. You have exactly an hour to do so. So get it done. 50 minutes to do so. All right. Let me go look at the thing, and let me see. Let me see comments. Listen, it's the 14 centuries of cousin marriage. That's what it is. Maybe simplify the words that you're saying. As we speak right now, there is a girl getting her butt beat because she talked to a boy. There is. There is a little girl out there who's right now being asked by her father, "Did you talk to a boy today? How did he find your name?" When I first started kindergarten, one of the very first things my father told me very sternly was, "You're not allowed to talk to boys." And for a really long time, the question my father would constantly ask me whenever I got home from school was, "Did you talk to boys today?" I talked to boys. I remember the first time my father told me I was a kid, I was like, "But I'm in a school filled with boys. Does it make any sense?" That kind of life would cause any child to be sneaky. Why did I have to lie whenever my father asked me if I was talking to a boy? Because if I didn't lie, I would have gotten my butt beat. This is a reality. Do you remember a few years back where that fake hate crime happened? And it ended up being that girl didn't not wanting their father to know that she had a boyfriend, but somebody ended up getting murdered for that? This is a common occurrence. I shared an example of something that happened in my life as well. I was in middle school at the time. And I remember, you like bands and you have crushes on people. I remember when I was in middle school, I had a crush on Nelly and what's his face? Usher. Not anyone, the Usher one. Like that makes me cringe right now. But I did. I had a crush. And you know what? Normal girls would have like cut out magazines. I don't know if you guys do that anymore. I would have the magazines of Usher and Nelly and I would put them in and I would be so frightened if my father ever saw that. But this is something that's normal that I would have gotten my butt beat over. My father found out I liked a boy. And that's what happened. Walking home from school one day just to see if I was walking with a boy. And there was a boy behind me calling out my name. And I heard him. And I continued to ignore him. And I ignored him and I ignored him, hoping, please, let's have him stop. What if my father and my uncle pass by? My father and my uncle passed by, stopped, and told me to get in the car. I get home. By the grace of God, I'm here. But Rihanna's not here. Rihanna's not here. Because there's a sense of when you're little, you are groomed If you're a girl in a Muslim house, you are groomed. You're not groomed to have your own opinions or your own life. You're groomed in a way where they fashion you the way you want to do because they present you to somebody else to get married. In my case, it was my cousin. And when you step out of that, see, I did not get cut off from my father. My father did not disown me because I became a Christian. I didn't become a Christian until many years later. My father disowned me because I stepped out. I chose to realize I live in the United States of America. I ain't living in Egypt. And that's just plain nasty, anyways, to be marrying your cousin. Especially ones that you have memories of when you were little while I was in Egypt. We used to cause havoc together just to live like brother and sister, just to grow up. This is now going to be your husband. Also, I don't understand why you think this is a good thing. It's, no, I kind of do. Because in Islam, all marriage is sex. That's all marriage is in Islam. There's nothing sacred in Islam. All it is sex. Islam just gives you the green light to look at each other's reproductive organs. That's all Islam is. Islam teaches about marriage. Nothing about it is sacred. Also, women can divorce her husband in Christian religion. Islam said it's okay, she can. That's BS too. That's garbage. That's garbage. No, they don't. They write it on paper. Yeah, they could have a khula or whatever and go ahead and go bring it to the imam. But at the end of the day, the husband needs to agree. If he doesn't agree, you're screwed. And if he does agree, the mu'addam and the money that you've gotten, you have to give back. And then you're screwed. Women are screwed. The money you get when you get in marriage, the mahar and these things, and then they call it al-mu'addam and mu'akhar and these kinds of stuff. You need to give back. If the woman goes and says, I want a divorce, and then the imam is like, okay, and then the imam's like, listen, you agree, but now you have to give this money back. And now what if this woman has nothing? She's screwed. I can't tell it more. I can't say it more than enough. So that's BS. You could even go to the imam and say that he drinks, he smokes weed, he gambles, every haram thing that you could list. Oh, I cannot do this. You have to come here and bring him with you and we discuss this together. He abuses me. I mean, Surah 434, sister. Surah 434. This is halal. So miss me with that. While in Christianity, marriage is viewed as sacred. A woman in Christianity does not need to worry about a husband looking outside and marrying 3 other women. A woman in Islam, when she marries, every single Muslimah you can imagine that is married will have in her heart, is he gonna marry another? Because she can't do nothing about it. And it's even worse for her if her father is a piece of crap. Because she will have nobody to back her up on that. This is a fact. You like it, you like it. You don't like it, you don't agree with me. Even though what I'm doing is speaking facts, there are 4 walls. 4 walls in a room, pick one and bang your head against it. I don't know what to tell you. But stop bringing up this retarded, stupid claim. I hate it. Divorce is evil. So you're like, oh, look, here is Islam. Oh my God, you deny facts. No, this is not facts. Oh my, divorce is evil. And here's a Muslim saying, look, Islam allows this great evil. Islam allows men to marry multiple wives at the same time. There have been Muslim weddings where men have been marrying all 4 wives the same night. And if you say that's not true, you're a liar. Because you know damn right this is true. Telling by your name, you're an Arab. Maybe. I don't know. But then again, Islam is an Arabization. Maybe not. All 4 wives. And guess what? All 4 wives, also hanging on top of them, have the potential fear of being divorced just so he can marry other ones. This is a fact, and that's not haram. It's not. Oh, it discourages marriage. It discourages divorce, but it doesn't make divorce haram. It's still halal. It's not haram. So if a husband wants a divorce, all those 4 wives he married in the same day, have sex with all of them, get bored, and then divorce them, and then marry another 4, it's still halal. He didn't do anything haram. And that is widely practiced. And not on top of that, you have men out there with their, I guess you could say, the equivalent of sex slaves. Where you have your piece in the side, but she's not a Muslim woman. So she's your girlfriend who she doesn't know that you're actually married. She doesn't see a wedding ring on your finger. But in reality, you're married to 1, 2, 3, 4. And she's the girlfriend. And that's fine because that's the equivalent of a sex slave. She's a whore to begin with because she's a Western woman who doesn't have her head covered. She's not a Muslim. In society, men can go have sex with 1,000 different women. And that's okay. Because there's no proof he's the man. But a girl who has sex outside of marriage, I'm not saying this is the right thing. It's a sin for both man and woman, but for Islam, it's more lenient, for the dude. She has sex. Guess what that gets her? Death. Why do you think in places like Iran they have literally in Muslim countries they have, not just Iran, in Muslim countries they have, now these are not completely legal, surgeries where you can go before your marriage and get your hymen sewed up to make it look like on your wedding night that yes, you are married, you are a virgin. Muslim countries, Muslim cultures still practice that thing where they have a sheet and they show it off that there's a blood stain. And that happens in the United States. I've been to one of those weddings and then the day after. And I remember me being like, why are you showing me this? Islam is a danger to women. It's a danger to young girls. Islam and places. How do I? Islam has no place in Western society. Islam is not like a regular religion. It's an ideology that demands to get its own way. And when they don't get their own way, they cause havoc. And all you have to do is look at history. That's all you have to do. They're practicing Sharia right in your own backyards. I don't know if one of my high school friends is still alive. One day, she got a boyfriend. He lied to her. He slept with her. She got pregnant, and then she was shipped off to Yemen. And nobody saw the red flags. I went to school and there was girls that would be coming to school, whole black eyes. Because somebody took a vacuum cleaner to her. This is reality for a Muslim girl being raised in the West. And if you don't like it, do something about it. Okay, Mr. Muslim or Miss Muslim that's on here? Because they're afraid for their own dignity. They care more about what other people have to say about you than their own daughter. That's what they care about. How will I look up? How would my face meet somebody else's face? I'm ashamed. And I need to clean the shame from here. And it's her. And all of a sudden you see the girl with blood in your eyes. There is zero honor in Islam. There's only destruction. And this is a fact. Nabil can only type, but he can't come up and defend himself. He could just show up on my live streams and then that's it. He doesn't really, like, literally the link is in the description. 1 second. I have a super chat from Dr. Bales. I'm old Greg. Hi, old Greg. Jizya for you. Keep exposing Mo and his bro Alan. Yes, I'm gonna continue exposing Mo and his bro Alan, and that is jizya, not in the El Zut sense, if you know what I mean. And be careful, like, let me see. There is, it's, Islam is trash. Islam is terrible. And then you'll wonder, oh, and then honor killings. Does nobody understand where the honor? That's one thing's like, they report, oh, honor killing or potential honor killing, but why? Like, literally, Islam is splattered all over it. Why? It's Islam. But Westerners are so, they really think that everybody thinks like them. My gosh. But we have to, Islam is better for women than Christianity because Islam allows the women to go and get divorced. Ha ha ha. Islam makes it easier for women to break apart families. Meanwhile, all the man has to do is say "Thalit, inti thalit, thalit, thalit," and then that's it. And if he decides he wants her back, she needs to go marry some other dude, have sex with him, hope that he divorces her, and then she can marry the other guy. Because that's all that Islam is. Like, why? That doesn't even make dang sense. Octagon love. Hey, and I'm 2GZ. Wreck that junior. I hate junior. Why does he have a V? Do it in a. I would love to. I already asked. I sent him on X. I want to debate on whether or not women are oppressed in Islam based on what he said in the debate. And he said if Islam taught that you're supposed to beat your wife, he would do it. But he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. Nabil pops up like a jinn. That's very Islamophobic of you. This is why we need to inform them and why we have so many needless wars. Because they think they agree. It's apologies. Can't wait to see your platform reach 100,000 in Jesus' name, amen. Lord willing, if that's what his will is. But that reminds me, thank you guys. I've actually reached 15,000 subscribers. That's insane to me. Like, why do you guys want to listen to me? 15,000 subscribers. That's insane. And again, if that's the Lord's will, that is the Lord's will. God's putting something on my heart in this ministry. I just need to think things through and stop being one of God's bad kids and actually be obedient. Who else does that? Who else, like Christians, like when you have this call and you know, like literally this is what God is telling you to do, and he's giving you all these signs and you're like, yeah, but all you really do is be obedient, and that thing that you want to do is something that you want, like God's calling you, it's something that you want to do. So it's weird. That's literally where I am at. Thank you. So yes, I ask for prayers, please, because I am in a season of what they call transition. Season of transition. Yes. So we figure out these kinds of things, and people are drawn to the truth. And yes, we listen to you because of DW is a pretty man. All right. Yeah, and so yeah, so let me see, Jesus. Let me see. I just really hope in these live streams or wherever videos that I post up, there's actually learning. And I know, and you guys, and a spread that more people will figure these things out. And also in hopes that more ex-Muslim women would come out and speak out against Islam. This is like one of the things that I did. And I'm not gonna lie, there are times where I'm like, wow. Because you know what I continuously relate with? When doing all these things is like God is calling me in this weird situation. It's probably why I am like, getting worried. Do you know the part where God called Moses? Okay, I don't identify with cool Moses, like let my people go and stuff. I identify with whiny, complainy Moses. The Moses that was like, okay, God, how am I supposed to do this? I can't even talk right. How am I supposed to do this? And then he ended up giving Moses Aaron. I don't have an Aaron. So I'm like, God, I can't even talk right. Like, how I'm and here I am. And God's like pushing me in places to do stuff. He says, Sama Apologetic says, please show Ibn Kathir 929. Of course. Anything to continue to expose the evils of Islam. That's it. That's what you want. I got you, big dog. Hold on. Your wish is my command. It's like, can you please expose Islam even more? Of course. All right. Oh no, why is this Al-Fatiha? No, I need Surah At-Tawbah and then verse 29. Doop doop doopy doop 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 929. All right. Let me see. Well, it's because he's Egyptian and he knows the Arabic. It means kill him, not tap them nicely and softly with a toothbrush. It doesn't mean tickle them either. It doesn't mean tell them a funny joke. Okay. Why do I keep making the same mistake? Oy vey. All right. I don't know what that means. All right. Let's see here. There you go. All right. Here it is. Here is tafsir for Surah 929. So let's see what it says. See, Tafsir ibn Abbas says, fight against such of those who have been given the scriptures, the Jews and the Christians. We are to be brought low and abased. Jalalain says, fight those who do not believe in God nor in the last day, for otherwise they would have believed in the prophets, who do not forbid what God and Messenger has forbidden, such as wine. But it doesn't forbid you to murder apostates. It doesn't forbid you to send death threats to people. It doesn't forbid you to go ahead and murder your daughter because she likes a boy. But it forbids wine. Okay? Nor do they practice the religion of truth, the firm one. That was the men of Al-Zut, the firm ones with Muhammad. The one that abrogated other religions, namely the religion of Islam, from among those who blah, 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 have been given the scriptures, namely the Jews and Christians, until they pay the jizya tribute, the annual tax imposed them readily. Okay, being subdued, submissive, and compliant to the authority of Islam. Oh no, jizya is just a regular tax, like how Muslims pay the zakat. It's just regular. You know, where does paying zakat make you feel subdued and compliant and all these other and abased and brought low? Ibn Kathir, man, I love his because he is more detailed. So you have idolaters are no longer into Masjid al-Haram. Like, how a Christian have a place like that where nobody is allowed in except for Muslims, and then the world would throw a fit all night long. Anyways, I had to do that. That was so corny. Erase that from your memories. All right, let's continue. Okay. Allah commands his believing servants who are pure in religion and person to expel the idolaters who are filthy in the religious sense from Masjid al-Haram. After the what kind of mentality would that give a human being if their own religion teaches this? superiority religion, a religion where they look down upon anybody else. This would literally go back to how they view women who are not Muslim and their heads are uncovered. Same thing. They are filthy in the religious sense. After the revelation of this ayah, idolaters were no longer allowed to go near the masjid. The ayah was revealed in the 9th Hijrah. The Messenger of Allah sent Ali and the companion of Abu Bakr that year publicized blah 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 that no mushrik will be allowed to perform Hajj. After that year, nor a naked person allowed to perform. I mean, like the dudes when they go to Hajj, like they're basically naked. Like you just pull their little robe thing that they have sheet that's wrapped around them and like they're naked. Allah completed this decree and made a legislative ruling, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you who believe, every mushrik is impure. So let them not come near al-Masjid al-Haram unless it was a servant or one of the people of Dimma. So, and if he's a servant or a dhimmi, okay. Omar ibn Aziz wrote to his governors to prevent Jews and Christians from entering the masjid of Muslims, and he followed his order with Allah's statement. But wait a minute. Why do we have naive Christians? I put Christians because they should know better. Allowing Muslims to pray in their churches. The Christian is thinking, oh, we're just being kind. The Muslim is going and asserting himself onto the Christian. Hello. Wake up, people. Wake up. And it's this. I'm going to be quiet. So let them not come near Masjid al-Haram. This ayah indicates that idolaters are impure and that the believers are pure. In the Sahih is the following. See, in Christianity, we're taught that we all sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Nobody's good but God. We're all in need of a savior. We're all made in the image of God. There's really no difference between me as a Christian and an unbeliever. I'm just another beggar teaching somebody and showing somebody else about the goodness of my God. Not in Islam. We're pure. They're nasty. Again, what kind of mentality would that end up thinking? Like, kind of thinking would, like hello. But no, we are a religion of peace. Pieces, you mean. In the Sahih is the following. The believer does not become impure, Allah said. And if you fear poverty, Allah will enrich you out of His bounty. Muhammad bin Isha commanded, the people said, our markets will be closed, our karma is disrupted, and what we earned will vanish. Poof! Oh my God, Ya Allah, what will happen? So Allah revealed this verse, and if you fear poverty, Allah will enrich. What is insane? It's like, whatever issue, Muhammad's like, oh yeah, I have an ayah for that. I've got a revelation. Show me where in the Bible, if show me where in the world they do this in the Bible. Just random revelations depending on the situation that you're in, just to make life easier for Muhammad. But the Bible has been corrupted by man. Islam sounds really man-made. The Quran, like, literally sound like a dude came up with it. A dude high on shrooms, hashish, whatever. But yeah. Okay, our marks be blah 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 until and field. Okay, so they're like worried now. Wait a minute, we're kicking these people out and whatever. Now people are gonna. What's gonna happen? We're gonna suffer financially. And Allah's like, Muhammad is like, oh, I have a revelation from Allah. And He said, if you fear poverty, Allah will enrich you out of His bounty from other resources if He wills until. And then it says, and feel themselves subdued. This ayah means this will be your compensation. for the closed markets that you feared will result. Therefore, Allah was constipated. So Allah, feeling constipated, said to them, for the losses they incurred because they severed ties with idolaters by the jizya they earned from the people of the book. Similar statements were reported from Ibn Abbas, Mujahid, Ikramah, and blah, 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 blah. Allah said, while he was still constipated on his arsh, which is this big cosmic toilet, said, surely Allah is all knowing in what benefits you, all wise in his orders and for all actions and statements, all just in his creations, blah, 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 blah. This is why Allah, the constipated, tells Muslims for their losses by the amount of jizya that they look from the people of Dhimma. Okay? The order to fight the people until they give jizya. Which, if Europe doesn't get his act together, is what's going to end up happening. Fight those against those who believe not in Allah nor in the last days, nor forbid that which has been forbidden by Allah and His Messenger, and those who acknowledge not the religion of truth, blah, 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 until they pay the jizya. Therefore, when people of the scriptures disbelieved in Muhammad, not disbelieved in Allah, when people of the scriptures disbelieved in Muhammad, they had no beneficial faith in any messenger or what the messenger brought. I mean, like, you just bring up nonsense. Rather, they followed their religions because they conformed with their ideas. This is with their religion. They were not convinced. They looked at you so you as being a false prophet. And with their lusts and ways of their forefathers. Not because they are Allah's law and religion. What is Allah's law and religion that they weren't following? Like, I don't understand. Like, it goes back to the what is the Injil? After they've been true believers in their religion, that faith would have been directed them to believe in Muhammad. How in the freaking world would that happen if they freaking contradict each other in all ways? And like, hello. Yeah, when he was sent, they like, why not believe in Joseph Smith? Why Muhammad? Why not Joseph Smith, Muslims? Yet when he was sent, they disbelieved in him, and though he is the mightiest of all messengers, therefore they do not follow the religion of the prophets. Blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, I'll know what's there. I'll finish. I guess I could finish reading that, next live stream. Next live stream. Aki entered the studio. Let's see. Is this a Muslim? Hold up. Wait. Hello?
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Actually, I'm Aki from India.
I'm sorry?
Aki from India.
You're from India?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a Muslim?
No, ma'am.
You're not a Muslim?
No, ma'am.
What are you? What do you follow?
I'm following Hinduism, ma'am.
You're a Hindu.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Can I ask you why you came? Because I said that Muslims are to come on.
Sorry, ma'am. Actually, one person in the chat box here, he is typing a message like Islam is provide all types of rights and education system for in Quran and Islam. So I just wanted to tell him ki you have any kind of like you have any kind of hadith and ayat, so you should come in stream na. Why you put in your message in chat box? If you have dare to defend your religion, so why you putting your message in chat box? You should come in stream and tell him Sayyid Mufafi.
They should.
Sayyid Mufafi. Yes.
I do think right now I'm gonna let you go because I do think there's somebody here named Jabir. He's a Muslim, and I do while I appreciate you coming on and welcome, Aki. I do want to prioritize Muslims.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Yeah, ma'am, and keep continue. You are doing good job, ma'am. Because it is
Lord
very,
willing, to
it
the
is
glory of
very,
Jesus Christ, I will do
it
so.
is yeah, ma'am. Because it is very necessary to expose this religion. Because we are also doing same in India. We have
Yeah.
also channel like exposing Islam
Yes.
in this country.
Thank you for
Yeah,
coming
ma'am.
on. But I really would like to talk to Jabber Jabber
Okay,
because
ma'am.
I
Bye,
do have
ma'am.
a limited time.
No problem, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. God
Thank you
bless.
too. Thank. Yeah, you too, ma'am.
All right. Hey, Jabber
Hello?
Jabber. Hi, how are you? Welcome. Hello? You are muted. No, what happened? Oh, he Jabber Jabber was like, "No." Huh. Oh, wait, he's back at the stage. Hey,
Hello?
Jabber Jabber. Hi.
Hello?
Hi, how are you? I hear you.
Can't hear anyone.
You can't hear me? I don't know.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you fine. I hear him fine. Try one more time. See if you're if he is a kid, God bless him. He has more audacity and strength and bravery than grown people.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you at all.
Can you hear
Sorry.
me now?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, that's good. So how
Why
are
are
you,
you not
Jabber
Muslim?
Jabber?
Why are you not Muslim?
Why am I not Muslim? Well, it's why
Yeah.
I'm not Muslim anymore. I'm not a Muslim anymore because the Lord Jesus Christ showed me the truth that there is no way that any of my works can bring me to heaven, to Jannah, because that's the equivalent of bribing God. If God is all holy and mighty, no amount of works, no amount of prayers,
We
no
Muslims
amount.
agree with that. You know that?
n-
There's a hadith that says that no Muslim will enter Jannah because of their deeds. It's because of Allah's mercy. That's why we're going to enter Jannah. So
But
we agree with you.
how does Allah's no? Because Allah's mercy is Him looking away from your sins. It's like him passing a batting like an eye. Whereas because according to the Bible, God is holy, holy, holy. He's completely and utterly holy. He cannot be in the presence of any God, any kind of sin. And because he is just, he
Okay,
can't
let me
just
ask you a
let
question.
sins pass. So, with that, in order for God to be both the just and the justifier and
Mhm.
show mercy that we do not deserve, he sent his only son, Jesus Christ, born of a virgin, to live a life we can't live, die a death that we deserve, resurrecting on the third day bodily, um and having 500 people be eyewitnesses to him, and then ascending to the father 40 days later. So in doing that, God needs a perfect sacrifice. We read that throughout the whole Old Testament about sacrificial sacrifices, and Jesus became that perfect sacrifice for sins. So now our sins, the punishment that we deserve for our sins, has been put on the perfect lamb of God in Jesus Christ. So
Okay,
now
so
he doesn't just
uh,
pass by the sin, he just doesn't look away from it. He could be both the just and the justifier in doing so.
okay, can I respond?
Sure.
I just want to ask a question to clarify. Do you believe God is the most merciful?
Yes.
So how is that fair if when God doesn't overlook sins? How is that completely fair? Can you explain? Because
Because
he has the ability to forgive sins, correct?
he if he wants, but he's also just. Is God
We
just?
agree. But
Okay.
The Quran says his mercy outweighs his justice.
But then he's a corrupt judge. Because
Because let me explain. Let me
perfect.
explain. Let me explain,
Mhm.
if you don't
Yes.
mind me. So you said you believe Jesus died for your sins, correct?
The sins for all those who would
For
believe.
yeah, all of those. Do you think that's fair? I don't think that's fair.
Um we if we got what was fair, we would all go to hell.
That's not true. That's
Yes,
not
it
true.
is true. Because
Let me give you
God
an
is
example.
holy.
Let me give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I commit a crime here, like I take some money away, like I rob someone, and I feel bad, like a week later or something, and I want to give that money back to that person. Would that person ask me for that same amount of money back, or would they ask for more?
No, he wants the same amount of money back.
Same amount of money back.
Okay.
But going back to this analogy of Jesus, basically God is asking for more than what we can handle, because since God created us and he knows us best, wouldn't he want to be fair and still give us a chance? Like, why does he have to have one person, carry the burden of everyone else? It's not fair.
But here's the thing. Jesus came willingly to do that. So let's use another analogy. All
Mhm.
right. A guy he robbed a bank.
Mhm.
He got arrested.
Mhm.
Now he's before the judge. Dude is like, okay, I realize what I did was wrong. I am so sorry. I'm never gonna do it again. If the judge now says, you know what? All right, you can go ahead and walk off. Does that make that judge a good, just
Let me ask you this:
judge?
does the person return the money? Yes or no? In this
No, it
situation,
doesn't matter whether he returned it or
it
not.
does
He's
matter.
still
It does matter.
no, it doesn't, because he still committed the crime. He broke into a bank. How can now the judge now even trust that he won't do it
Okay,
again?
now in Sahih al-Bukhari, literally the first hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. Indeed, all actions are by intentions.
Intention.
وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَى. And the person, uh, basically, it's not the ends justify the means. It's basically like God looks to your intention. He doesn't look through your actions. So you could do something wrong, and you can feel regret, and all you need to do is turn to Allah. Many places in the Quran says that. So yeah,
Your
God judges you by your intentions, not by your actions. That's the difference between Islam and Christianity.
your intentions and no. Okay, I'm trying to. That doesn't go back to what I was talking about. You didn't answer my question.
Oh.
Because it doesn't matter whether or not he returns the money. The crime was still done. So if the judge tells him to go ahead and turn and says, okay, you can walk off, you're sorry, we got the money back, that does not make that. If he goes ahead and says you can go home, that doesn't mean, that means the judge is not a just judge. And the same thing that we're go now, if this happened, okay, let's say a person was running the speed limit, all right, and he got a speeding ticket. And when he got in the speeding ticket, he had to go stand before the judge. He didn't have the money to pay for the speeding ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's going to go to prison because he didn't pay the speeding ticket. He didn't have the money to. He doesn't have the means.
Yeah.
Somebody else walks into the court. He doesn't have the means, but guess what, judge? I have the means. I'm going to go ahead and pay for that speeding ticket on his behalf. And he gives him the money. So guess what happens right now? Both justice and mercy was shown there. The penalty has been paid and mercy has been shown. And that is what happened in the person of Jesus Christ. It's not just about what you do and your intentions. The fact of the matter, it's why did you do it too? Why?
Here's the problem with your analogy. The problem with your analogy is that for you said you're trying to link this back to Jesus, but you said Jesus died for all people's sins, like
no, that's not what I said. I said Jesus died for all of those who would believe.
Who would believe? Yeah, all of those who would believe.
Not for all. You have to believe.
not for all, not for all.
Okay.
But all of those who have believed. The problem here is, with the example you gave, at least that person, like how do I say it? He for example, what would happen? Let me ask you this: what would happen if Jesus didn't die for other people? What would happen?
If Jesus did not die for the sins for other people, like I said, we would all go to hell. We have all fallen short of the glory of God.
The question that we have is why? Why is that? Why would that be the case?
because we have all fallen short of the glory of God. We are all sinners.
No,
We-
that's what we don't believe. We don't believe we're all sinners.
That's where we have the disconnect. What, you don't believe that we're all sinners, you believe that everybody's basically good if
Mm,
you're a Muslim, and if you're not
no,
a
no,
Muslim,
no. Let me state our position.
mm,
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us with something called the fitrah, which is innate disposition, or you can
Yeah.
also say instinct. So every person is born with that, with this instinct to follow one God, and certain other aspects.
mm-hmm.
Now, it is people's parents who decide, what belief system that person should follow, and the person can make his or her own decisions. But our difference here is that yes, we do make sins. Yes, we do fall short of the glory of God. But first of all, not everybody commits sins. For example, a baby. Do you think a baby would go to hell just because like
Okay.
he doesn't know anything? For example.
No, I don't. That's not what. Okay, number one, that's not what original sin is. All right, we all have the innate nature to sin. Now, there's a difference. So, is a baby a sinner in nature?
No.
Yes, but
No.
there is a difference. There is a difference. Now, there's a difference that as you get older, there's a difference between a baby or a child being a sinner, doing sinner things. Because guess what? A child, a little 2-year-old, can lies. You go and ask a little 2-year-old, you don't have kids yet. You sound young. All right.
Yeah.
So you have a kid drawing on the walls. All right. And then you go and you ask the kid, who did this? He's going to turn around and he's going to lie and go, not me. That doesn't bring him to hell. Okay. But that is because he is innately sin. Nobody's ever taught him how to lie. Nobody taught him how to be deceptive. It's something innately within him. Now, when he becomes no longer, let's say 3, and now he's like, let's say 36 years old, and he sins, he's shaking his fist at God because now he knows better. So that's honestly, I'm gonna say that a child is if you believe this, therefore you believe babies are going to hell. That's a straw man, because that's not the case.
Okay.
That's not what we believe.
Now here's the difference between us and you guys. You guys believe that the innate disposition of a person is sin. We believe the innate disposition of a person is goodness. So the question is, now you have to demonstrate how it is sinful, like the innate disposition is sin, because I believe there have been studies done with there's like a hypothetical, right? Like if somebody was stuck on an island, and didn't have any belief, what would he follow? Like, what would he believe? And a lot of studies show that they would believe in just one God, but they wouldn't be doing sin. So you'd have to demonstrate for me how a baby or somebody young or something, their innate disposition is actually sin, not goodness.
Deb, I have a question.
Mm.
Because I would ask you, before I ask you what studies are these things, I want to actually ask you then, why would the 2-year-old lie? If he's innately good, where did lying come from?
Other people.
He was never taught. He lives in a pretty cool,
Then he wouldn't
calm
lie.
household.
Then he wouldn't lie. Yeah.
No.
No, he wouldn't. No. He
No,
wouldn't.
no, you're just saying that. Because guess what he also did that he knows he's not supposed to do? You know what else he did that he knows he wasn't supposed to do, that he was told not to do it multiple times? Take that crayon to the wall and scribble. He was told not to do this multiple times. So he showed disobedience.
The
in that
problem with
sense
all
to
of
his
this
mother and
is that
father.
it's just a hypothetical. So we don't really know if this actually happens.
No, this happens all the time. You're not a parent yet. All right. So one day, Lord willing, you get married and you have kids, you're gonna remember this. Look at this conversation that we're having, you're gonna remember it. So this happens all the
Good for
time.
you. Okay.
All right. So
Now,
where did that come from? Because I will say in a few, I do need to go, and I'm on live every Sunday, and I would love for you to come back and have this discussion with me, because you do sound nice, and I respect you like big time. Because there've been adults on this chat that did not come up on here.
No, it's fine because no, it's because some Muslims, you know, they don't take the Quran literally. I take the Quran literally where it says, you know, talk about us like do da'wah to Islam with kindness. You know, say
Mhm.
good things to others. Do not be mean. You know, like there's different Quran verses on this. Yeah, so I
Yes.
take it literally.
So
But anyway,
you-
okay, I don't know. You're a parent. I'm not, so I'm not
yeah.
gonna comment.
And Lord willing, you do. Lord willing, I would like,
Mhm.
there's nothing greater than you get married and have your own
Yeah,
kiddos
yeah,
running
yeah,
around,
yeah,
causing shenanigans, giving you gray hair, but they still love you and you love them.
yeah.
So, so yeah.
Now,
So I do, I do need to get going. I want you, if you could please come on again every Sunday. I am on 2 o'clock. I get online.
yes, okay.
Okay. So every Tuesday, if you want to come on, we can go pick up where we left off. I may have a
Yeah.
different topic for Muslims to come on, but this topic here for you, I would bring it. We could pick up on
Yeah,
it.
the
Okay?
only topic I have is why aren't you Muslim? And
Yeah,
we can keep talking about this.
and we'll talk about this. And you are more than welcome to come on anytime.
All right, see you.
Okay? All right. God
Okay.
bless. All right. I do see a couple of super chats. I'll read that and I will get going because I do need to go. So next is I have it's apologetics. Your page is a clear depiction of Romans 1:16. Thank you. Praise God. That's what I want. I want everything for the glory of God. And that actually makes me feel nice. It's like if that's how you see that. Clement 9917 said, explain this. Messenger of Jubril said, say, oh Allah, forgive me for I have wronged myself. How is this a prayer? I guess if you can give me, or I guess next time you could give me the source, we could look through that again. But I do need to hop off. I have engagements and responsibilities. Unfortunately, Thanksgiving break is over and I have to go back to real life. So, peace and grace. If you don't know Jesus, I urge you to come to Jesus, have your sins forgiven and come know the great and awesome Lord that he is. Peace and grace.